So we just want to say welcome to Together We Rise, Building Our Nation. As tonight, as you can see on the screen, it's no other than Yasus Afari, a man who needs no introduction. You know, rural renowned poet, and I say music and the music industry. He been really spreading the music for years. And this afternoon we have the pleasure on Together We Rise to bring forth Mr. Yasus Afari. And just want to tell you guys, the big news is the consideration that Yasus and members of his team, who have basically produced one of the best album that is now given consideration for the 66th Grammy Award. Yasus, we just want to say welcome to the platform Together We Rise, Building Our Nation.
Yes, my brother, give thanks. It's always a pleasure and an honor. As even a fellow Stetsonian and from the side of St. Bess, so we have so much in common to be proud of, and work on integrity as usual. So it's our pleasure.
Yes, man. Welcome back. As you know, if you have been following this platform, you have realized that Yasus have been one of the members who have been on here a few times, and that is due to the fact that he's so involved. You know, he has so much things going on, and when he tell us, we'll see why he been nominated or been considered for this Grammy Award. So Yasus, we just really want to take the people where it all started. We want you to take it back, because we have some new audience that will be coming.
Right. Well, first, let me take the opportunity to say that in 1995, thanks to Black Uhuru, I was nominated on an album called Black Uhuru Strong, which featured a song called Brand New World, which I co-wrote and which I appeared on, and that was nominated in the Grammy Awards in 1995. And we toured America, including Hawaii. We toured Europe, South America, and the Caribbean. We're talking about going forward to the foundation. You know, we were born in a little district called Hambreton Town, which is a sub-district of Rosal in southeast St. Elizabeth. You know, the usual dab and wackle, kick and buck, jealousy in the kitchen, bit think, barbecue, hog feed, and rabbit feed, and walk barefoot, carry water pan head, carry firewood pan head, wood fire, no electricity, no running water. We were supposed to have been poor, we were rich in spirit, and we were happy and we full joy life, and we work hard and apply with discipline. And so we did, I would say, fairly well in school. We went to Rosal Basic, and then Rosal All Age, and then Junction Junior Secondary, at is what at the time. It is now BB Coke, from which we got a technical scholarship to St. Elizabeth Technical High School in Santa Cruz. That was in the 70s. And then from there, we worked with Jamaica Telephone Company. And then we got a scholarship from there to the College of Arts, Science and Technology, now called University of Technology. So while we're mapping out that we stop there for the minute, growing up in rural area, as you would have known as a man from pretty much the same community, we were attached to the environment, blinky in a buckle for we buckle torch at night, and we live close to nature and to farming and close to God as well. And so I was asked when I was in grade 5 at Rosal Early School to recite a poem for the following class. Next week, it was on a Thursday, and we should recite the poem for the next Thursday class. And I just recited my own the same Thursday before the class was dismissed. And the following Thursday, all the boys get flagging except me in the class, because none of them don't know the poem all now. So Mr. Monteith, he was called Trevor Monteith, he singled me out from then, as somebody who has a special talent in poetry. So that was my first motivation. And then at St. Elizabeth Technical High School, Mrs. Alka McDonald, who was our English teacher, we were asked to write a poem for the AEB, that was the Associated Examination Board, the O-level exam that we sat at the time. And so I wrote a poem called The Traveling Sun, based on my fascination with the sun, being in a community when I have electricity and them kind of thing. So she read it to the class and said, this is a very good poem, you must continue writing. And so we dabbled with the Stetsman, more like a DJ. And then when we were a telephone company, we get published in the Jamaica Lines magazine and in the Daily News, it was called at the time. And that kind of whet me appetite. And then when I was at CAST, I was the president for the, I was the vice president for the student union. And the vice president traditionally is responsible for cultural and social activities on campus. So we organize a fundraising event for the commerce department. And I performed on that event, and as they would have said, we mash up the place. And once that happened, the feeling I got on stage and the response from the school community, we kind of just decide, say, this is it. You know, it's something we would have wanted to do as a career. And so after CAS, we worked a little bit with JPS, and then we started recording. The first record was for GG Records, called Until It Law. And so things kind of took off from there. That was by then, the late 80s.
All right, yes, sir. Thanks for taking us back to our community. You know, I'm very proud to have walked the road that you have traveled. You know, and really, I want to let the people know that you have one of the best mother in the community, because she has mothered the entire Rosa school, the entire Rosa Hamilton community, Outer Road, Red Bank, Rosa. Who don't know Miss Derry? Trust me, never walked them road there yet. And if them never walked them road there, you would have told them over the period of your career. And just the other day, Yasus, I know your mother, Centurion, you have put on basically a week activity over there in your community. I want you to tell the people about it.
Well, yes, my brother, give thanks for that kind compliment, deserving from a mama, Sister Derry, Mama Derinda, Mama Derry, Auntie Derry, Miss Derry, you know, those variations of the same name. And don't forget the Shiloh Apostolic Church, of which she was a member and was designated a mother. And so she was born on Friday, October 5th, 1923. And so our centenary was on the 5th of October, 2023, which is 7 days after the harvest moon, which is significant. The harvest moon started on September 28th. So we know, say, astrologically there was a significance to our centenary. And so we decided to honor by a family reunion, birthday, dinner, and cake cutting ceremony at the family home, which was very well attended, royally decorated and designed, and food and refreshment and decor was fitting for royalty as she is. And so that was the first day on the 5th itself. But the day started out in Hambleton Town, where we installed a plaque, the 100-year plaque, right in front of the little Darban Wattle house where she born in, and the one that she built for herself. And people came from Westmoreland, Manchester, New York, other parts of the USA, Kingston, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth, all over. It was a nice gathering. We had breakfast there as well. And I was saying to you off here, I don't know how fitting it is for the year, but I felt my mom, I was overwhelmed, almost teary-eyed. I tried to fight back the tears. So I decided to share the moment with my family, and I said, you know, so I feel mama present strong, like she a smile and she happy because them things she love to see. I said some other little stuff still. And just out of the blue, I just feel a vibration. I didn't hear a sound consciously, but I felt a vibration and I turned my head slightly to the right and I see 3 black pussy looking at my eye. So, we don't want to get in a superstition and anything, so we don't know if it was coincidence or whatever. We take our own inspiration from that. So we know there was a kind of connection with portals, because don't forget that we are multi-dimensional, multi-existential, interplanetary, intergalactic beings. We know all of that. So you know, when we see certain living things in such moment, we know say we actually access other realms and dimensions. Let's put it that way. So that was significant. And there was a tour of the community and so on. And so after that, now the birthday dinner and so on. Then the Friday, now we had something which was again historical and unprecedented for the community. We had the Mother during the health fair at the Shiloh Apostolic Church, and we had 15 medical personnel, including doctors and nurses and technicians and all kind of other people. And we provided, eye care, dental care, tests and consultation for a wide cross-section of people, including over 25 students from the Rosal Primary and Infant School, along with their teachers and parents. So that was something really heartwarming for us and for the community. And then the Saturday, for who couldn't make it due to time off and work requirement, on the Thursday, we had a family community reunion day 2 at the Saturday at the family home again, which was very well attended from all walks of life, all across the place, Cork, and again, like the Thursday. And then on the Sunday, we had a memorial service at the Shiloh Apostolic Church. Again, people came from all over the country and all abroad, and it was very well attended, spirited people dance and clap, and we raised some funds for the kitchen building project, and we were able to buy them subsequent to that 350 blocks to complete the kitchen building project. And then on the Monday, I don't know, you might have known, maybe a lot of your listeners wouldn't have. I had a sister who passed away in November 1994 on Poetry Hill. She was the head of the Runaway Bay Hotel School and Academy. And she didn't have any children, and she was so very supportive of the family and community as well. So we decided that we're going to start a project where we call the Jasmine Winter Educational Fund for the school to support children who are financially challenged, disciplined, but academically inclined. And so we supported that. After the transition of the mom, it kind of gets slow up, so we decided to relaunch and revitalize it. So that was done at the school presentation on Monday the 9th of October. And Jevine Bent, the historic, she was a very close friend of my sister, and she's the very first female Deputy Commissioner of Police in the history of Jamaica and the Caribbean. She's a member of the steering committee, as well as past principal wife, the current principal, some other family members, members of the board, and members of the PTA. That was very well attended and very well supported, and there was an energy and a vibe in the place. And then we went back to the family home for a tree planting ceremony. It was the idea of Carrot Sinclair, you know Carrot.
Yes,
Yeah, that her grandmother, that's my brother's daughter, her grandmother was such a strong woman who should plant a very strong tree to represent the strength of her, the matriarch. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. We incorporated it, and we did that on the Monday. So it was 5 solid, splendid, surreal days of celebration of a centenary of a woman who, as you say, is not just our mother, but mother for the church, for the school, for the community. Is a woman who was not a mad woman, but she had 4 children of her own, and she adopted over 16. So my mother grew up in our home, which is a simple 3-bedroom house, over 21 children. And she never have a husband never have a husband, and since me, there was not a man around. So, and she was, it's a market woman, simple, humble market woman who do her farming. So it's not like she did, have a whole heap, but she made, and she was blessed, and she made do with, what she was able to do, and we never short her nothing. And she, if you hear the testimonies at the church, my heart touched me, because me have to say, boy, my mother not easy. How she never even pinch you and tell me nothing like this? Because the amount of people, them talk it publicly, so I know they won't be offended if I talk it publicly here. The Simmons, which is a model family for our community and for Jamaica. Mas Purnell and Miss Blossom, the Simmons, Lloyd,
the son is actually head of the Jamaica Teachers Association.
Previously, Winston Simmons.
Winston, yes.
And Philip is a pilot. One day I was going to Australia via Dubai, and hear the pilot announce, we have somebody important on board today, Yasus Afari. I said, wait, what on Yasus? So because when the flight attendant, I said, who is that? Him said, that is Captain Philip Simmons. I said, what? So, you know what I mean? So them people that reach and very successful. So may I say, you know, they were at the church service giving testimony, and all of them will come up say them used to carry note to my mother. Them could have put on them pat fan them fire and send the note, and them know so them sort out. As a matter of fact, Light say when him pass go Maroon, me give him 50 cents. Well, me never remember that, but me know him would tell a lie. So that was how close we were. It takes a village to raise a child, and that was the kind of mother that I had really. Me can't start to tell you the stories. And the interview that take it up, I want to finish. I mean, many people in the community would have given testimony of how they were able to build the house. You know why? My mother buy their salad garden and I'll give them 1 cent till the crop done. And all when the crop done and they come on veranda, come add up the amount of money in a feed them book and fair book on the same page. She still not give them the money, you know. You know what she do? She go around a call parchment to Southfield and order black and steel and send it to them yard, go drop and give them the receipt.
Good one.
Enough people talk them way there. You know them way there. Even Sasa, a prominent, successful man in the community, used to work with the mother. The former principal, Corinne Myers, Mr. Boo Boo, him a one, the other one, them people, and many other, you know, the statements and Mas Dun from over Carby and Mas Ronald Samuels, the amount of this kind of support that little woman. Because my mother is more than 5 feet 3 inches and weigh about 100 pounds, you know. And the amount of support which she give them big, successful, strong man there, and the guidance and the respect where them show. You have a man in the district where them call affectionately Satan. The man that they even cuss bad would make my mother here. And you hear the name.
That's what lady that I knew. You know, going to Rosa School, you know, we could always run over Mr. But some cold water you want to get for even some coconut or whatever she have to do. Yeah.
And don't forget that the cold water was the cold water from the Cursinile fridge. It was a Cursinile fridge, you know. It was after me leave college that our house get electricity, you know. So she was a pioneer, because at that time, if you have a Cursinile fridge in your house, a big something that.
Yeah, man. It was awesome.
And don't forget that Aman, the Aman tree is almost like I feel the picture them tree that same way like our own.
At the school.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, as we know, it could have gone on and on and on. Yeah. But if you were to summarize your mother in one sentence, what would that be?
She's Mama Derry, the Saint Elizabeth.
Mother of the community.
A little bit bigger than that, you know. Listen me carefully. Mother Derinda, the Saint Elizabeth.
Definitely.
You know why I say that? Me find my mother in the Bible. Me find her in African history. And me find her in Saint Elizabeth, Hamberton Town, Rosal, Saint Elizabeth. And so we don't say that lightly. She personifies, typifies, epitomizes the qualities and attribute and essence of not just the parish of Saint Elizabeth, but the Saint Elizabeth from which the parish got its name.
Thank you. All right, yes, sir. So we're about to now tread into the career part. I won't go all the way before I make mention of the late Garnet Silk, one of your childhood friend. You know, that would have tried with you both together in the music. Unfortunately, Garnet had gone on, but the music still lives in many of our hearts right across the world. But just tell us a little bit, since we're treading now into the music and the poetry, about Garnet Silk and what he meant to you, you know, as an artist also.
Me and Garnet Silk is a twin of a triplet. And that youth full of love and passion and inspiration and talent and zeal. Him is rare, you know, him stand out among the greats of Jamaica, of the world of reggae, just of human beings. You know, he's the first man will look at me and I feel, well, maybe the first and only will look at me and say, Yasus Afari, I love you, you know. And you could have feel the love, you could almost touch the love with your hand. And so, you know, we started a partnership really, which resulted in I Can See Clearly, which is still a classic, as well as iPen. which I produced, as well as People Dancing, which I produced and which came out on the Dancehall Baptism album by Ras Records of Washington, D.C., and which went on the top 10 in Japan. I did his birthday bash. I wrote the first 2 verses of I Saw Zion in a Vision, among many other things. So it was really a formidable synergy that did well for me and for him, for the Christian soldiers, and for the revival of the music in the 90s.
Definitely, Garnet was loved by many. One of my favorite artists.
And still is loved by many.
Man.
Even his physical absence.
Garnet is just Bob Marley bracket I put him. Music was powerful. Still is, as you said.
Yeah.
And I know he was a brother to you and a strength to you. And we have seen you have grown from strength to strength, Yasus, over the years. And I don't think you know the legacy or the influence that you have on Jamaica and the greater world. Because you're a man who has traveled the world, with the message and poetry in the heart. I really don't think, I believe you know that legacy that you have here. And we just want to bring the audience up to date with some of the things that you have been doing. I know you have two of the biggest production in Jamaica. That's
right. Well, thanks for that kindness and generosity, my brother. And in all honesty, quite a few people say the very same thing what you said to I and I. When certain things happen, me always surprised still, even though I'm not lacking in confidence and so on. So people always say, oh, you look so surprised. You look like you don't really know, So maybe sometimes it's not good to know everything still, because it keeps you grounded and humble and hungry and thirsty for fulfill purpose. And so we did several dances and stage show, both from cast days to Garnet's birthday bash, Rebel Salute, Yasus Afari and friends, help Everton Blender with his birthday bash, Freddie McGregor with his, as well as many others. We helped to form Madhouse label with Daddy's Crew, Dave and Tony Kelly, Maxi Priest, Andrew Priest, and Toro Fabulous. Many people don't know that part. The first, actually, Dave and Tony Kelly produced work, and Dave was giving me a drive home to Barbican Road. And while we were at Regal Theatre, passing Regal Theatre, I said, you could have bust big like Shabba or us. The only thing you'd have to do is cut your locks. So I said, Dave Kelly, stop the car. So you take Rastafari punk, but sit down by your face. And I come out of the car and take a bus go home. The following week, a man showed me and I said, if me don't know where Barrington Levy and Dave Kelly in the studio do, I listen to my song name work and write a song name every passing must work. You understand me? I say, so we're responsible for some things where the public don't know. And, without any animosities, all love and respect, we're taught the truth. And if a man think I lie me, I tell him free if he challenge it. So, the career pathway and some of the things that we do, which are not known, those are some. For example, I put a proposal in the late 90s to Burchell Whiteman, which led to the Culture Agency program in Jamaica and to my contribution to the government policy document on culture in education, cultural entrepreneurship, and cultural tourism. And so that was what led to me being one of the first culture agents in the history of Jamaica, because by then the CXC was studying Rastafari as an indigenous social, cultural, and religious expression of the Caribbean, and the resource material were not written by Rastafari, and the resource personnel were not of the faith. And so I decided to write a book called Overstanding Rastafari, Jamaica's Gift to the World, comprising the subject matter and the issues and questions that were asked by educators and the curriculum and people and some of my travels. And so that became a national bestseller and currently being used by the University of the West Indies, Wellington University, in Auckland, New Zealand, in Wellington, New Zealand, as well as Oxford University, among others. So these are some not so known accomplishments. We revolutionized the Standing Advisory Council on Religious Education in the UK, so that they teach Rastafari as one of the 8 faiths that must be taught in school by law. The penal justice system as well, that acknowledges Rastafari in terms of Empress Menen, Haile Selassie, Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, Leonard Howell, and literature, of the community that must be acknowledged in school and giving utensils to the Rastafarian people who are largely speaking vegetarians. So those are some of the not so known work as well. But the more known one now is that the first album was called Dancehall Baptism, which was distributed by Ras Records, did exceptionally well globally. And then we were invited to join Black Uhuru with some recordings, and we recorded quite a few songs with Black Uhuru, including The Brand New World and the Grammy nominated album in the 90s, which I alluded to earlier. Mercy Street, which is a cover of Peter Gabriel, a cover of Dreadlocks Dinner. And so we did several albums over the years, starting with Dancehall Baptism, Mental Assassin by Tapazuki, Anachronim, Yasus Afari and Friends, Kiss Me Neck, Ancient Future, Public Secret, and then the current Golden Spoon Maroon, which was voted as top 5 reggae album in Australia for 2023, even though the album was just released on the 25th of November 2023. And now currently we're happy that it is one of the albums nominated out of the considered of the 65 reggae dancehall albums, including people like Burning Spear, Marcia Griffiths, Beanie Man, Valiant, Anthony B, Gentleman, Groundation, Julian Marley, some of the very greats. And as a matter of fact, VP through the VPAL label had submitted it as a poetry spoken word album, because you know that the Grammy Awards inaugurated poetry as a category in 2023, so they submitted it in that category. The committee decided that it should be among the reggae albums, so that is historic and unprecedented, and we are heartened by that as well. So, you know, we have another book called iPen, and we're working on another anthology. We won't talk much about that for the moment now, as well as Vocal Ink, and we have published for other people as well. And then we have now the longest running and most successful annual poetry festival in Jamaica and the Caribbean, English-speaking Caribbean, which is called Poetry in Motion. We are celebrating our 21st anniversary on the 25th of February 2024. We also have developed the Jamaica Poetry Festival, which is almost equivalent to the country's national poetry festival. We are doing our 14th anniversary on the 11th of August 2024. This year was hugely successful. We featured Professor Edward Barr, Jean Laurie Chin, Professor Clinton Hutton, as well as the Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, who coincidentally is a past student of the St. Elizabeth Technical High School as well. And he wrote a poem, so we bring him out of the poetic closet. He wrote a poem called Jamaica and performed it there. So you know, we giving the empowerment to even the Minister of Tourism. He's trying greater based on a challenge that I put to him to incorporate the creative arts in the tourism product. So it's a whole heap of thing we try and we do, and so these are some of them.
Well, a whole lot of stuff that, yes, I really have to ask you, I know you're a family man, how do you balance all that with family? Because, you know, I see me and well love also coming along in the footsteps.
Well, thanks. And just before we answer your question pointedly, Mick is featured on the historic, unprecedented Golden Spoon Maroon album alongside the one and only Berry Salmon, Aini Kamosi as well, who happens to be a past student of Stets, as well as Tona Hope, who's an artist from Jamaica but now living in Ghana. And so, my brother, you remember say, this is all we do. I worked with telephone company for about a year and some months, JPS for a few months, so we devote our life completely to poetry. And then, you know, our thing is almost what we do is what we breathe, what we live. So it's not very difficult, because not like me, man, me not have not enough time or appetite for any frivolity and looseness and idleness. You know, it's just purpose. I never call it work. It's just purpose, purpose, purpose. So my family is a part of the purpose. Family are part of the poetry. The poetry is a part of the family. And so we don't see any conflict really. I mean, sometimes when I travel, because I travel extensively, I've toured, you know, pretty close to 50 countries. And so sometimes when you're away, you know, you have to use the technology, which is not quite the same as a personal link. But we try to maximize when we link with the children. especially, you know, me get a daughter who is 11 now at my mature age. So, you know, me play with her, me lie down on the, even her mother sometimes rough me up because me lie down on the floor with her, me no come, me come like her playmate. Anything when she tell me to do, me do it, me swing on the tile, me play games, me just allow her to turn me in a papi show, you know, the way. So the banding compensates for when you're absent. So you're present in the absent as you know, as sometimes you're absent in the present, but the banding they make the thing real. So, you know, me remember one time I was in Wales for about a month straight, and sometimes I talk to her as often. And she would come out, her mother tell me she come out in the yard at night and pipe the flashlight so she link with me and things. So, you know the way. And then you know Yatanaya, my second daughter, which, you know, we were so close that it come like a my handbag because, you know, for a time she lived with me exclusively for a time and check her mother during the holidays and so on. So Onika, you know, quite well as well, where she came in the earlier part. So, you know, it's a whole different kind of dynamics. But we keep close. And well, my mother now, you hear my passion for my mother, for the community. My mother, we put them things in our head from earlier. You know, family is important, and so we find time for family as well, and we try to incorporate them in our work. Like my mother, who fathered me, is one of my very well-loved poems, which is paying tribute to my mother. And so, yeah, you know, it's natural, man. So, you know what I mean? We always find time, we always build the bridge, we always incorporate them.
That is very important. You can have that balance.
Yeah.
You know, I think that really make a difference in terms of the home and your image out there. You know. And with that, I mean, I ask you how important is one image in terms of the music industry, because with what's going on, we see a lot of mixed image, you know, things that we're seeing today in the dance hall, the music fraternity. If your mother really look and see them thing, boy, I don't know what to say, but tell me how important it is in terms of artist image.
Well, you see, I and I know we talk in terms of purpose. We are not even entertainers, we are edutainers. So we use the creativity to uplift and empower and immortalize. So, you see, when we look at image, you know, me look at image as the imagination. Because I and I dwell within the congregation of our thoughts. So it's from the world of thoughts that you talk about imagination. And so what you project is dependent on your role in the statehood of your mind. That's why you say a state of mind. Your mind is a state like a nation, you know. Your mind is a nation state of the imagination. So our imagination inspire and inform our image. So I am an angel and an angel of the congregation of thoughts that constitute my imagination, my imagination. So I am an emissary and a diplomat of my state of mind, my imagination. You know if you was what I try to say.
Well, I will understand. Have you got technical skill, right?
But look at you see with people them are not normal people, no. Even if they can't read and write, them still brilliant intuitively. So we know them know, man. Cause look, you know, even my mother now, as you alluded to her earlier, when beside Rastafari, you know them time there, me and my mother wash belly picking and did fairly good and no tree not growing on my face, and people respect me and like me. And when me come from cast in the summer holiday, you know, I was spinning and me gun foot trousers, my buckers and tam, and I hear Rastafari and bun herb. People are wonder if I mad, me get mad, and if I people who go up there about me and all kind of things. So my mother say, if me no know say police no love Rasta, me can cut off relax and go look walk. And me tell her say me plan to live off a dub poetry. My mother kiss her teeth and say, boy, you ever hear say poetry can yam? And so even the Public Secret album has a poem on it which went #1 on the, with a chart name again, a chart that is huge in all Russian, all over the world, La Danza Poetica. That song went #1 on La Danza Poetica. Poetry Yasus, which was inspired by that. But when me now got the first tour with Black Uhuru, and I go to Hawaii and New York and Florida and California and Washington and all over the states and North and South Carolina and Illinois and Massachusetts and all over the place. So she said, so who go play them pale fear then? I said, playing fear, so who go pay me and the hotel fee, you know, say a limousine rolling at some time and per diem and all them things. So she was, so I said, not because, you know, don't really understand and support the way there are other people who do it. So she, you know, people call her and interview her on her big old cell phone, a big boss. So at the time, about my mother who fathered me on Mother's Day. So she get to say, poetry can be eaten. And so that was good for me, and that is why it was so important for me to even recognize her centenary and give it the big up that she deserved, you know, as well as my sister, who was so very supportive of me when I was going to States cast, and after cast, when the struggle get a little way in the early days of poetry, she was there for me as well. So in a sense, the poetry come for help immortalize them and help support them and help keep them memory fresh and nurtured. Because memory is the sperm of life and time, you know.
Gotcha. I know in the early days it was a struggle in terms of people accepting Rasta. You know, within a community, within a school, even up to school, I think in the 2000s, we still have
even up to now.
We still have issues in this classroom.
Yeah.
So
you see, I'm the girlfriend who you maybe know, a States girl too, Jennifer Alvaranga, she know married name Stuart, call her Twiggy. When I'm a virgin Pui Kurt Dunkley, they send him come check me out if me a mad. And when him come check me look at him and say, so Pui, I send you. Pui laugh and say, why you say that? I said, then do you be able to look at them send if you come check me up? And he laugh and say, a true man, but a them madder than you. So, you know what I mean? And your girlfriend left you at the time because you turned cruff and ganja smoking and now work and talk about Selassie and Rasta and African poetry. You know what I mean? Till she come to recognize it's a big mistake. So, you know what I mean? So, we don't care them things. We smile and laugh and that's why we can talk freely. And even if Jenny and I know she does laugh and smile too because it's out of love where I say them things because people, you know, it's not just even like poetry or Rasta, you know, because, you know what I mean, you grew up and you want to play football, and people say, football, this man can't live off of football, or cricket, or painting, or something else, you know what I mean, they want to become a lawyer or a doctor, and then, you know, so people don't want you to be what your talent and ability affords you. So it's not unique to us, it's always the same. So that's why we say when you see your youth, give them the guidance, don't try to dictate and bully them. Just nurture the natural propensity, what makes them happy and makes them feel fulfilled. You support that and nurture that and make them come realize, even if them turn out to be a garbage man, make them be one of the best garbage man Jamaica could have ever see.
All right. So, another level, because you have shown that poetry over the years. You know, we know as a Rasta man, show that poetry, which also take a lot of effort to push it and get it where it is right now. And I tell you, Amanda Gama, I can't have this interview and don't mention her. She walking into the White House. Poetry have now, I think, reached every crevice and corner of the world. Meaning fully accepted, and even for the Grammy Award now, consideration, and even the category they put you into. You realize that poetry is now well respected.
Well, yes, and we're happy for people like Amanda Garman, as you just said, who mash up the place at the inauguration of Joe Biden with just reading a poem from a piece of paper. And no doubt was on the show, I think Jennifer Lopez and some other greats, and she steals the show from even the president. So that tells you something, and we can't forget Maya Angelou or Miss Lou, and Claude McKay, Francis Williams, Linton Kwesi Johnson, Mutabaruka Okonuru, and all the other greats. And so you must also realize that Google celebrated Miss Lou on her birthday a few years ago. That is a major deal. Live Nation, the biggest event promoter on the planet, said that they want to start live stream poetry and spoken word, knowing the growth. And Spotify said that poetry is a new frontier. And we see last year the Grammy inaugurated poetry. And so what we see this year now, a poetry album, the Grammy committee shifted from poetry to reggae, and that is interesting because we know, and this is something universally accepted and unchallenged, every song is a poem set to music.
You've been saying that for a while.
Yes, we have been saying that for decades, for over a decade, until that was one of the things that I reached out to Minister Edmund Bartlett and challenged him. I said, Minister, every song is a poem set to music. So you can't be promoting song and music and not promoting poetry. It's backway business that. Him say, yes, so we are on the same page. We say, well, okay, let's work. Integrate the creative and performance and poetry into the tourism product. And that was how we presented him. And I didn't even know that he had a book coming out in September. And so we featured him in August. And so what that does, is recognizing that poetry saddles. I want people to go out there, listen the album. Don't listen business with me as a fisherman always talk good about female fish. But just listen the Golden Spoon Maroon album. Stream it, share it, listen it critically. Go on the Grammy Awards 24 website, engage the committee members, tell them what you think. Not what I think, what you think after you expose yourself to the product. It is eclectic, it is unprecedented, it is different. It stands head and shoulders beside anyone where are out of the 65. Name them. May I tell you that? And other people have said that. And bolster my intuitive, natural instinct because we do the best we could for the product. I mean, we get Barry Hammond to be featured on the album. Is not an ordinary accomplishment. That in and of itself is a major accomplishment. To have Aine Kamosi co-producing and appearing and what a thing is an extraordinary accomplishment. And to have my daughter, who was 9 at the time, featured on the album, Plain and Simple, which went viral, is a major accomplishment. It's intergenerational as well. And if you listen to the dub component of the album, the type of people who play on it, from the Sly and Rabbit, the type of people who work on it, from the King Jammies to Blackbeard to IG to, I mean, me don't want to start name the who is who, and so the harmonizers and the production, the quality. You know what I mean? It speaks for itself, and it shows that the potential of poetry is unlimited. And that is why I would be delighted. Not that we're so excited for no Grammy business, but it's still a platform that is universally and internationally recognized. And we want to push Jamaica, push the art form, push poetry, push reggae, and push what we are doing. And so it shows that poetry has the ability, and people must not relegate it to being boring and very. If you come to our events, Poetry in Motion, Jamaica Poetry Festival, or any of the other poetry event, if the Calabash and the other events, you will see you learn something, you full joy yourself, you laugh, you cry, you go through all kind of emotions. So poetry is good for the emotional intelligence and for the development and the reset of the mindset of our people, so that we can keep, we focus and fulfill the mandate of Jamaica, which is to advance the welfare of the entire human race, which again, as a third world country, is a abnormal kind of objective for a small nation state of a people who just come out of Brightland chain. Our thing is to advance the welfare of the entire human race, and we have accomplished that to a large extent. We have impacted the popular culture of the prevailing civilization. This is unprecedented in human recorded history.
That's true. And I want to go a little further now, yourself. You talk a little bit about the Golden Spoon Maroon all of the power names, Barry Salmon, and Akamozi, that is on the album. And what I have, you will tell the people where they can find it. But I also want to express or tell us how you, as a single Rastaman, able to cut barriers and walls and bridges to reach areas and even bring other people from other nation country to be a part of what you are doing. We have seen Poetry Festival, Poetry Nation, the people that you are able to bring on. Oh, you get the people there. I don't think you have reach out.
Yes, it's a good question, and you're alone still, so it look like something happens to the Sophie Choo. But before I answer that still, I want to pick up this youth named Jack Emis from Top Road Music. He's the producer for the track Golden Spoon Maroon. And that youth is like an angel we just sent to be a part of this album here, the way it turned out. But as the eyes say, my brother, me maybe deserve a little bit of credit still, but the total credit belongs to the Almighty, the Creator. Because, to be honest with you, me think my work is governed by divine ordinance. So, me don't want to sound crazy still, but most of my inspiration is almost like the congregation of my thoughts. You know, it's almost like the ancestors. It's like spirits come and present things. Sometimes they might compete to present them own idea. Sometimes I have to tell them to go one side, go look on it and carry back to me. You know, me sound crazy, but me not crazy still. No. So, in a sense, remember say we are intergalactic. Me don't want to use some words where people think big, you know, but me don't know how best to describe it now. So, I'm going to use them words still. We are interplanetary, intergalactic, multi-dimensional, multi-existential, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent beings. Because essentially, you know, my family, we are spirits robed in the garment of flesh. Just like how St. John 1 verse 1 says, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And the Word was with God. And the same Word took on flesh and dwell among man. So me, they are testifying now, my brother, even from a church with because we are the church, that I am an instrument of the Almighty God. And if the truth is to be told, and me I tell the truth now, all praise belongs to the Almighty, all acknowledgement. We are this instrument of the Almighty. You know, so we recognize that first and foremost. However, you know what I mean, if you keep your mirror fairly clean, you will have a good reflection. And so our duty is to have an instrument that is receptive to the inspiration of the Almighty. So maybe I deserve a little bit of credit to try if you have an instrument where can pick up and just can work through. So maybe if any credit, I did some of my credit there. So through those inspiration, for example, the 10th anniversary of Jamaica Poetry Festival, we were able to gather poets from Iran, South Korea, Botswana, Netherlands, Canada, England, America, Botswana, Trinidad, Barbados, and Jamaica. We have featured poets from Africa, Belgium, Wales, the Caribbean, Canada, America, France, Ivory Coast. We have presented people like Toots and the Maytals, Ernie Ranglin, Ernie Simit, Professor Mervyn Morris, Professor Barr, Professor Fred Hicklin, Dean Fraser, Leroy Sibbles, Pam Hall, Karen Simit, you name it, you know what I mean? Skip Marley, Monty Alexander, Jazzy J. So well, we don't know. We get the inspiration and we act upon it and it work out. But inspiration comes from the Most High again, so the credit belongs to the Most High. And so we feel honored, my brother, as a little youth from Hamilton town, where the Almighty able to use for poetry, for uplift poetry, and for gather people from all walks of life, some big, great people we look up to. And sometimes when we reach out to those people, the love and the respect where they show me, maybe I have to go in at myself, feel like, oh, I'm quiet and start looking at myself and the people them. So, for example, when we reach out to Professor Rupert Lewis, I think it was 2021. The man said, to what do I owe this honor? You know what I mean? And Professor Barry Evans said, Yasus Afari, every time I talk to you, I learn so much. I'm at your disposal. I mean, these professors are the people will look friendly with people. Some of them are aloof without any disrespect. So, you know, forget them now say this thing for massage nobody ego. We don't know them. And the people who know them know. I mean, Professor Murphy, listen. Jamaica National is one of our sponsors. And there's a lady, maybe I wouldn't call her name now, but I could. A lady from Jamaica National said to me one day, Yasus, how you get Professor Mervyn Morris on your show then? I said, why you ask that? She said, one subject she fail at university, another subject she afraid at. I said, I'll come to the event, let me introduce her. She said, no, even know that she's a big successful manager at JN, she afraid that him, she never want to meet him. So, in a sense, these people kind of see the effort. And me have Professor Barry Evans on video in 2010 at Hope Gardens, the launch of Kiss Me Neck, saying, if he had 25% of my energy and my drive, he wouldn't be a professor at the University of the West Indies. He would do his own thing. I presented Professor Edward Barr in 2020, and we were at the Mandeville Hotel, and him said to me, Yasus, do you know that I envy you? I said, come on now, Professor Barr, don't say that. How could you? Why? Him said, my greatest ambition in life was to be a full-time poet. And you have achieved that, I have not. If I could have achieved that, I wouldn't be a professor at the university. So, me give thanks still, me humble, but me feel confident and empowered to be able to do what I'm doing and to elicit and to get the response from those giants who I look up to. You know what I mean? So we're doing some things right, you know.
So I know a lot of you have been put into everything that you do. I know you're a hardworking man. Even just looking back at what you just did the other day in the community, it takes a lot of effort to really show up the way you show up. But I definitely know that nothing comes easy in life. And I just want to ask you that some of the challenges that you had to overcome to get where you are now.
Here is my brother. First thing, when we did born a Hamilton town, me born late at night, no electricity, no running water, home delivery. So up to now, they never even know which day me born. Me had to walk 6 miles to catch bus to go to school. Walk a junction and come forward every day for 1 year. Then as states, maybe about 2 to 3 years out of the 4 years, me walk 12 miles every day if go catch bus and if go back home after bus. Have to wake up 4:30, study under lamplight. We get scholarship to go to CAS, so that wasn't bad really. That was a good time. And then after CAS now, when we decided to embrace poetry, the thing rough that someday if you had a week, we never eat a full meal. Me eat cane and coconut and orange, and we walk from our downtown to Red Hills and Papine and Vineyard Town, because we not make no drive, we not do certain things.
Seems like we have a little break in transmission here with Yasus, probably a little internet. I know lately, internet been really acting up back there in Jamaica. But as we sit in here and talk with Yasus, you can see the type of human he is.
Yeah, so we have said those things help with build character, build personality, build resolve, build relationship. We have a youth named Donovan who then called Saber. Him said, the more you sweat in the training, the less you bleed in the war. Why you listen to that line there, you know? The man said, the more you sweat, I think the song named Banzana, the more you sweat in the training, the less you bleed in the war. So that applied. And so, for example, at one time in the late 80s, a woman lived with me, Tana, mother. They find myself with 300 Jamaican dollars. And she said no food in the house. And me can't afford to carry that to go to supermarket because when that done, we are going to do Monday morning. So me pick 2 green pepper off of the tree. And me, sometimes the woman, if they not see whole of food in a cupboard, they maybe, feel like no food. And they so me take the little rice and me mix it up with cornmeal and all that little left over them, and we cook enough for the weekend and we use $200. Go to Smoky Street, one avenue, go buy some leather and build my first handbag. And use the last change you may have left to carry to Manchester High School for a teacher named Mrs. Farbs. So when we carry the bag, go give Mrs. Farbs, she said, you could have said, so me not get paid yet. And Mrs. Farbs could have said, me jaw dropped to the ground.
Yeah, the funds.
She said, oh, my face get long that the chin touch the ground. And she said, hold on, let me soon come. And she go link one of her teacher friend and get some money from her borrow and give me half of the money. And me just skip home. Me then walk home that day. Well, me skip to the bus stop because she never even know say if me never get no money from her, I would have to walk go back to my town from Manchester High School. And between me and you is that handbag money me use and jumpstart my career and help produce my first album named Dancehall Baptism and get advance from a Washington DC based company and give me tour support when me a tour with Black Uhuru and build a music career which see they know we've been considered for the Grammy, although we have been nominated on the Black Uhuru album previously. We have been featured on the cover of the Billboard magazine, and we have some other accolades across the world, which are some first. We were recognized in 2018 in the Welsh Parliament. We do a presentation in the UK Parliament. I'm the first Jamaican, maybe the only, to present in the New Zealand Parliament. We perform at different levels right across the world, and it starts right from me would I say start from that $300 day as an enterprise. You know me I say so. These are some of the struggles, and it's not like life is not still a struggle, but it's certainly nothing in compared to what it was then. Because we able to use the resources and build something. Build something formidable and substantive that we can relate to and do business with governments and government agencies and institutions of renown around the world, So smart people can get big, man, and everything starts from nothing, Yeah, because even the Almighty God is nothing. Because in order to be everything, you have to be nothing. Because if you are everything and you are not nothing, you will still not be everything. So nothing is the unqualified state of everything, and everything is simply a qualification of nothing.
Alright, so I'm going to talk back quickly on the Golden School Maroon. And the album, I asked earlier, but we kind of skip over it. Where can we find this? Where can we stream?
So hear this now. Every single digital platform that you can think about, Spotify, Apple, you name it, YouTube, every single digital platform, you just go look for Golden Spoon Maroon. We have it in our format physically if you wanted to. Reach out to us in our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and we can arrange to have that. But we're in a digital world. Every single digital platform, so go out there, stream the album, Pandora, you name it. You can't name one way in the pan right now. So we asking people, please check it out first and see if it's worthy, and share it, stream it, tell people about it, tell the Grammy about it, purchase it, download it, make sure so you have it. If you want a physical form of it, talk to us. We still trying to put it on vinyl, so we're talking to some people, especially, you know, the renewed attention the album is getting. And so, yeah, it can be found right across all of the platforms.
And for who just joining, yes, sir, just run over who's on the album. You know, my favorite here, you know, is Barry Salmon. Every day, every time I listen to their music.
Well, Barry Salmon and the ladies, them bet, you know, and the old chairman of the board, the Lovers Rock King, the Soul King. He was every, you know, he's like one of the most prolific writer, performer in the history of Jamaica, bar none. And so we think it's a great accomplishment to have featured the one and only Barry Salmon on a track called Mama Africa, We Love You. He's featured alongside Ainika Mosey, the Hot Stepper, on a track called What a Sinting, which is really in tribute to Miss Lou. My daughter Mick, who's very lovely, talented, brilliant, respectful, obedient, hardworking, focused, and proud to be her father. She's on the track with Plain and Simple. My brethren on a track called Rise and Shine, which is an admonishment. He's based in Accra, Ghana. And we have the best of the best producers, musicians, engineers, mixing engineers. And the album is distributed through VP Records, through the digital arm called VPAL Music, and available on every single digital platform. It was the album was voted top 5 album for 2023, even though it was only released in November 2023. And it is now being considered among the 65 best reggae dancehall albums for Grammy 2024. So we'll be delighted if it make the official nomination list and even go all the way to win it, make more history. But in any event, we're grateful for all the accomplishment and the support and the attention that the album is getting and will continue to get.
All right, thank you, Yasus. And as we're getting close to wrap this one up, we just want you to go back and give us, you know, a little bit more in terms of poetry in motion, you know, and dates when it's coming up, how people can, you know, be a part of it and so forth, you know. Because these are some of the work that we have done in Jamaica that, you know, really have set you apart from many of the other musicians, poets down there, you know, on the island. And the fact that you're a man who are spread your wings right across the world, you know, just by traveling nations. You know, we see you down in Africa.
Yeah, my brother, let me take the opportunity again to say thanks to Together We Rise, building our nation, and for the high consistent support for what we have been doing. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate it. And so, as you just said, Poetry in Motion, your 25th anniversary is on Sunday, February 25th at the Manchester Golf Club in Mandeville. And we are featuring all kind of people, poets, dancers, singers, musicians. Clean, intelligent fun for the entire family in music, dance and comedy, storytelling, fashion and poetry. This year, we always have a charity. So this year the charity will be the Jasmine Winter Educational Fund. And we spoke about her earlier, my sister who met in a fatal motor vehicle accident on Poetry Hill. So we're using it to support her since she supported us and the formative years of our poetry. And so that is the longest running and most successful annual poetry festival in the history of Jamaica and the English-speaking Caribbean. Our another event that we do annually is Jamaica Poetry Festival. And so next year, on the 11th of August, we're celebrating the 14th anniversary of Jamaica Poetry Festival. And so, you know, you can go on the more popular site for both of them, Facebook, but on all of my platforms you can have access as well as Jamaica TV radio. Or you can go Facebook and inbox us, Poetry in Motion on Facebook, Poetry in Motion Jamaica Poetry Festival. Inbox us if you want to sponsor, if you have an interest to perform, if you want to be a part of the Golden Tongue Awards, which is an annual poetry challenge that we have. This year we're incorporating Community Service Award at Jamaica Poetry Festival, where at Poetry in Motion, where we have the Golden Tongue Award. And also, this year we inaugurated the Jamaica Poetry Music Symposium, which was hugely successful at the Institute of Jamaica in March. So we're doing it next March. It's the second annual staging of the Jamaica Poetry Music Symposium. So we always do new things, my brother. Sometimes I can't keep up with myself. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yep, yes, sir. So it was good talking to you every single time you come on the platform. You are basically broadening our knowledge. A man of great wisdom. Obviously, great message written all over you, brother. And we just continue to support your growth as you move forward. We are all proud of you, especially with this consideration for the 66 Grammy Award. For us, this is the biggest thing. Can happen in the music industry is when one is recognized for the work that they are put in. And just for you to have given that consideration, it tells us how much you have been doing, and people recognize it, see it, and it's now been put before the public. And as you said, let us go on there, and give it some likes, read through, and as you say, look at the music, look at what we've been doing, and be judge for ourselves. But I already know those judges know that, it's a standout album. A lot of work being put in, and I am really happy that you've been recognized for your work, because you have worked hard over the years, brother, and keep doing it.
Give thanks, my brother. Give thanks for the love and the support. So we appeal to all the people from Rosal, States, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, Cass, the whole Rastafari community, the poetry community, the reggae dancehall, cultural community. Just support the team. Make we take that one out. You know what I mean? From the grassroots. Make we take that one out for the poetry. Make we take that one out for the consciousness. Make we take that one out for all the people them who know that Jamaica one of the greatest country on the planet Earth. And we don't deserve a music that degrade the women and degrade the people. We support the young people and we love the young people because the youth are the strength, but we have to provide examples and alternatives and guidance to them. So we want to do the one there for the young people them too, and make them say, you don't have to violate the thing, you don't have to disrespect no one, you don't have to cuss and quarrel and fight, you don't have to belittle yourself, you don't have to insult your human dignity and your integrity to be recognized and to be acknowledged. You can keep your dignity and integrity, as we say at States Work and Integrity. So let us do this one for the culture, do this one for the positivity, do this one to challenge crime and violence and delinquency and irresponsibility and wars and crimes and rumors of war and apartheid and injustice. Let us do this one for the Palestinians. Let us do this one for the people of Africa. Let us do this one for the women, for the children. Let us do this one for the poor and the have-not. Let us do this one for the Christians, for the Muslims, for the Jews, from the Rastafari, for the people who have no faith. Let us do this one for people of different social and political orientations. Let us do this one for humanity, because at the end of the day is one earth, one love, one humanity. And so we say, Rastafari, bless it and set it. Together we rise, building our nation every time.
So guys, I could not have summarized it anymore. And this is really why we have this platform. Together we rise, building our nation. The platform where one help the other. One help the other grow. So guys, I just want to thank you guys. Those of you who have been supporting the platform. Those of you who have been cheering other success. And as I said, when you finish here, you can just hit the share button, share it with another brother. You can find the Together We Rise Video Nation on YouTube. You also have the Facebook channel to it. We also shared tonight over the Sketch album. So if you are part of Work and Integrity, and Yassas know that our foundation, St. Elizabeth Technical High School, Work and Integrity, really, that is what I stand on today. And I know Yassas being a student and a student of that institution, could really go back and reflect on those early days going to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Really have built us in a special way for the road that lie ahead of us we didn't know about. But as you can see, a man Yassas is really making a difference out there. And we just want to give him the strength and the support and the love. So guys, again, from Together We Rise Building Our Nation, we just want to say thank you for the support, thank you for the love, and just keep doing what you do. Love you all.